Welcome to the Coca-Cola Innovation Lab. Let's take a look at the latest project, the Coke Create. Matt, would you like to do the honors?
Let's start with the local.
Identifying trash as a problem in our local, Maspat, Queens, we focused on our studio surrounded by wholesale and resale facilities. This is a recycling system that makes use of the plastics, essentially a free material, and converts them into something useful. Our studio has the shredder, which cuts up the plastic, the extruder, which melts the plastic into different shapes or molds, and the oven that allows for even melting with controlled times and temperatures. Let's look at some early concepts.
We started ideating on different concepts that enabled us to rethink how we approach plastic. We landed on an accessible shredding system, but realized that the plastics weren't utilized to their full potential. Now, the driving force, consumers.
Further research into plastic waste brought our attention to the waste produced by bottles. Coca-Cola, a popular beverage in this locale, is a leading manufacturer of PET bottles. They produce 200,000 per minute, resulting in 3 million tons of plastic a year. Schools cut deals with beverage companies to allow them to sell their products in exchange for much needed funding. We interviewed thousands of local schools in Brooklyn, Queens to understand their plastic waste and access to soda machines, computer technology, and awareness on plastic recycling.
Okay, so if your teacher doesn't mind, you guys can just shout out the answers as we go through, okay? What is this?
What is it? Coca-Cola.
Cola. Okay.
For many, access to the internet and computer technology is limited, and most do not have 3D printers, CNC routers, or other form of making technology. This grounded our partnership with Coca-Cola, reinventing their presence in schools around the making culture. And finally, the breakthrough.
Starting with a design concept of a 3-in-1 standing kiosk that has a look and feel of a soda machine, we explored the pros and cons of how this would exist in an educational setting. While the designs draw a fun connection to vending machines, the large shape presents mobility issues and might be obtrusive in a school setting. We pivoted from a 3-in-1 design to a stackable system to make for easier shipping, maintenance, and mobility. Finding ourselves at an impasse, further research and iteration were necessary. We struggled with issues of safety, access, form, size, functionality, and branding, oftentimes finding ourselves back at square one. A breakthrough came with combining existing typologies for a safer environment that encourages creativity and learning. We identified a family of objects where design could inform function by a repetition of shapes, colors, and materials. Hey, Tir, let's take a look at the co-creation's prototypes.
Yes, that includes the shredder, the extruder, and the 3D printer. Let's take a closer look.
For the shredder, we bounced back and forth between a desktop or a floor model. Ultimately, in the end, a tall standing floor model was chosen to allow the model to be in close proximity to the teacher where operation could be monitored. The height is designed to create ample space between the hopper and the blades, in addition to a smart system for a failsafe. The large collector allows for storage of plastic particulate from multiple bottles. It is bottom weighted to prevent tipping. The design is a nod to vending machines of past and present, giving it a timeless appearance. Here, we have a full-scale prototype of the shredder. Let's go ahead and turn this machine on so we can see it in action. Safety first. Using this empty Coke bottle made from PET plastic, we can see it get shredded. Wow, the transparent body allows me to see all the action. Now that the bottle has been shredded, I can collect the particulate down here at the bottom. Wow! Look at all this beautiful shredded plastic. The extruder is designed to produce filament in the iconic Coke Red. The bottle's form is perfect to house the ample space needed for the hot inner coil, protecting it from curious hands. The small opening at the top encourages slow, controlled loading of particulate. Using the particulate that we've collected from the shredder, we can now feed it into the extruder. The extruder heats the plastic to its melting point. The material is then extruded at this end into a very fine filament, which we can collect on the spool. The spool is attached to the 3D printer and can be operated here. Let's turn it on. Wow, look at that. What do you think, Terry?
It's amazing.
The 3D printer sits comfortably on a desk with a 10 by 10 inch printing platform. It comes installed with several Coke-inspired presets to allow for fast, out-of-the-box making.
Now that we have collected the filament at the back spool of the 3D printer, we can feed it to the main nozzle and begin printing. Matt, would you like to choose one of the presets?
This one looks good. Wow, that really works fast. Looks like it's done. Let's take a look at the print.
Yeah. Matt, it's an A+.
Ta-da! We hope you've enjoyed this demonstration of Coke Creations.
Looking forward to the Q&A.
Coca-Cola,